What's up, everybody in the VC? Craig here to shoot an artist collection video. I know I've only done one of these so far. I believe my first one was the Frank Zappa one that I did a while back. I've had some people ask, over the last 6, 7, 8 months, kind of do some different artist collections and stuff like that. So, I decided to do another one because I haven't really bought any vinyl. Well, actually I have, but I'll show that in a recent finds video. So, slow because of the Christmas season, so hey, why don't we do an artist collection video? So, I decided to pick my number 2 favorite band of all time. You can hear them in the background. You can always see the poster in the background. The Who. Literally this far away from being number 1. I mean, my number 1 is the Beatles. Always has been. But the Who, literally, like, this close away from being number 1. They are more influential to me as a musician, and I mean, in terms of every level, they've been way more influential to me, but the Beatles were there first. Like, just this close. I mean, these guys, neck and neck for number 1. If I could have it that way, I mean, I would have them both at number 1, but you gotta have a number 2. You can't do that. So, I would show solo albums and all that other shit, but I don't have everything. I got a good portion of Pete Townsend and some Roger Daltrey, but don't have any John Entwistle or Keith Moon. Why? I just don't. Like, not that I have never seen them before. I've seen them. I've just passed on them. Whether it just being, the quality not being in that great shape, or that I just haven't been that driven to get them. As big of a fan as I am, sometimes you see them and you just say, but I've got this other stack of stuff that I want to get that just doesn't, no, I don't have the extra money to get it. And you don't want to put stuff back. Or you just don't see it. It just depends, And for me, if I'm going to put something in the collection, I want to know that I'm at least going to spin it more than once. Eventually I will get them. It's not like they're completely hard to find and just going to escape me. I have found them a few times here and there. So, I will pick them up. So, Who fans out there who think I'm just some sort of fair weather fan, you don't think I'm being truthful about this, I will pick them up. Do not worry. But I do have a nice stack here that I want to show and just kind of talk a little bit. A few omissions, but those kind of fall into the category of I don't, when they have come up, they've been a little too much, and I really don't want those MCA later releases of like the double pack type of thing. I really want standalone copies. I'm just being anal here, But what's wrong with being anal? Nothing, in my opinion. So let's get started. First one up, I'll just say which ones I'm missing right off the bat. My Generation, which I have that on CD, so it's not like I don't have it at all. And a quick one, or Happy Jack, depending on where you live. It's got 2 different titles. Same album though. Got that on CD, but I do not have it on vinyl. Same reasons I've stated. I want standalone copies. In some shape or another, I will get standalone copies. But we'll start it off with The Who Sell Out. Just a classic album. The first real kind of Who concept, sort of rock opera-ish, but not rock opera. If you are anywhere near a Who fan and have not heard this album, do yourself a favor, listen to it. I think Pete Townsend described it best when he said it was kind of mimicking a pirate radio station. It's got the, cool little ads that they did in there. By the way, Decca label, so I'm not for sure if this is an OG or not. From the research I've done, I'm pretty for sure it is, but I mean, this was such a clean copy, and I picked it up for like, I think $8, about a year and a half ago, and I couldn't believe it, and I'm a sucker for that Decca label too. So, but great album, and I mean, if you're just getting into really early Who, I'd highly recommend it. I'd recommend it just as an album itself. If you've never heard it, jump right on it. And if you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, on to my next one. Needs no introduction, Tommy. Such a great, great album. This one, I've been needing to upgrade my copy for years. I've had this since I think, I've had it for a good probably 11 years or so. And I mean, I bought it back, obviously way back before the vinyl resurgence. I think I got it back in like 2000 or something like that and paid next to nothing for it. And the condition on it, the vinyl itself is in really nice shape. Just the cover is kind of shot to a degree. I would love to have a better copy. And it's a later MCA pressing on the tan label. Really wanted a Decca label pressing just because of, if you ever seen that scene in Almost Famous where, oh god, what the fuck is his name? Shit, it escapes me right now, and I'm gonna feel like a jackass when I watch this later, when I remember. When he puts on Tommy, and it's the Decca label on his, turntable at the beginning of the movie. Great, great album. And yes, if you too light a candle while listening to Tommy, you will see your future. Trust me, I did that. Come on, what do you expect? I'm obsessed with that movie. What you hear in the background, Live at Leeds. Now this is obviously a non-gatefold, no poster, no contracts, no nothing. A rainbow label MCA. Now I know there's people out there that talk about these rainbow label MCA pressings not being that great. Personally, I think, I've got a couple and they sound excellent, so I don't know what the hell people are talking about. They sound great. If you are interested in this album, definitely try to find yourself an original copy with all the cool little inserts. If you're a CD fan, get the deluxe edition. I believe it's the Legacy edition that came out, which has the whole Tommy performance on it. Essential. What you're listening to in the background is actually the 1995 CD release. I do not have the Legacy edition store. I don't have a store-bought copy. I have it digitally. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. I don't buy everything. If I bought everything, I wouldn't be living in a house. I'd be living in a cardboard box with all of my vinyl. Alright. Needs no introduction. Who's next? With all of your classic Who songs. Bob O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, Bargain. Just great. Another Decca label pressing. Not for sure if this is an OG or not. I actually got this one and Live at Leeds and one other when it comes up that'll show I got for free in a batch of vinyl I got when I was probably about 16, something like that. A friend of mine's dad gave me his entire record collection. I mean, Who, Zeppelin, Beatles, you name it, I got it. So, just that's an essential album to any collection. I mean, regardless, yeah, it's been overplayed, it's been overdone. We all know that, but it's still a great, great album. I can't say enough. First compilation of my collection, Meaty, Beaty, Big, and Bouncy. Now this covers all early Who stuffs. I mean, we're talking I Can't Explain, Happy Jack, Kids Are Alright. What really, really sells me on this is it has The Seeker on it, and I love that song. I believe it's another Rainbow label. Yep. Another eBay purchase back another 10, 12 years ago, something like that. I was big on trying to get vinyl back then, even then too. So, some other random ones like Boris the Spider, Illegal Matter, stuff you don't normally see on Who compilations. So, very, very cool. Now, here's where I really love this album. Quadrophenia. This album, I don't think gets enough of its due sometimes. Gets a little overshadowed by Tommy and Who's Next, in my opinion. But this is such a great, great album. This was the other freebie that I got. Show the nice gatefold here. Don't want to drop the booklet. Beautiful, beautiful album. I love this album. I have really that dark rainbow MCA label. I've really started falling in love with this album even more so than when I originally heard it. The only thing that sucks, my buddy's dad wrote his name on it, but hey, you know, what can you expect? But I'm just kind of show that there. This is an amazing, amazing album. I mean, it tells the story so well. All the songs are solid. It is such an amazing album. If you're a documentary fan, check out the BBC documentary, Can You See the Real Me? Story on, you know, the making of all of the little kind of ins and outs of this album. So essential, and definitely check it out. I know it's available on YouTube. Dog's checking the door. Alright, another nice little compilation here. Odds and Sods. Now this was released in 74, I believe. 73, 74? I think 74. Obviously, if you're a vinyl fan, get it on vinyl. But definitely, if you really, really want to get into this, brown label, Track Records, MCA. And yes, it has the original insert poster. Check out the release they did, I believe, in late 90s. I don't remember exactly what year, whether it was 95 or later than that, but extended a lot more tracks than are available on this. There's only 12 here on the 11. I want to get the number right. I mean, you got some different random tunes. Too Much of Anything, I love that song. Pure and Easy, which was a part of the whole Who's Next Lifehouse project. But you got some great songs in here. Naked Eye, Long Live Rock, which, I mean, if you have classic rock radio, you hear that song a shitload. But this is great, and essential to any Who collection. Well, any Who is essential to a Who collection, but regardless. Who by numbers, where in some people's opinion, the Who started to kind of falter and lose their edge type of thing. I love this album. I think it's a great album, and this one's definitely hard to find without stupid fuckers connecting all the dots. I can't tell you how many copies I came across that had dots connected or had a bunch of staining and stuff like that. I think I paid maybe $1.50 for this copy. Got very lucky, and this was years ago. Another one of those before the vinyl resurgence happened. And I'm sure now if I tried finding it anywhere, it cost me anywhere from $5 to $10, give or take where you shop. Kind of another rainbow label, so I believe a later pressing, but regardless, great album. I mean, I love the songs on here. Slip Kit, However Much I Booze, Squeezebox, we all know Squeezebox. Success Story, if you've ever seen the Who documentary, The Kids Are Alright, that's the song that's playing in the background when John Entwistle is shooting up all of the gold records, which I believe if I remember correctly, I think they were Pete's. I don't remember exactly whose they were. I think they might have been Pete Townshend's gold records. Kind of funny little story on there. Alright, next one. Who Are You? Great album, which I have really gotten into in the last year. But I mean, I've had this one on CD probably for about a good 12, 13 years. And I had this album for a long ass time too. And this is such a killer album. Another tan MCA label. New song, Had Enough, Sister Disco. You know, we all know Who Are You? Or to the rest of the world. Is that the CSI song, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Ugh. People. The soundtrack too, The Kids Are Alright. Now this is such a killer listen. Not only a great follower to the film, but also just a great standalone kind of compilation, you know. I like to put this on. I love the labels on this, the nice real labels on these. such a great album. You know, you've got the performance from the Smothers Brothers show. You've got, which wasn't actually officially released until it was 97, 98, something like that. Their performance of a quick one from Rolling Stones' Rock and Roll Circus, which I love that song. And yes, that performance definitely blew the Stones off. I'm sorry, but I love the Stones, but their performance on that was not that great. Even Jethro Tull, I think, blew them off. Great performance. Which, hey, little side note, if you ever watch that performance of A Song for Jeffrey by Jethro Tull off of Rolling Stones' Rock and Roll Circus, name the guitarist who's playing with him. Want to guess? Tony Iommi. Who knew Tony Iommi was in Jethro Tull for like 2 weeks? But back to the Who. Great, just live performances. Stellar. Actually, I think I picked this up for 50 cents about 7 years ago, something like that. 6, 7 years ago. Another Who compilation here, Hooligans, which was actually my introduction to the Who. Well, this and the compilation Who's Better, Who's Best, I believe is what it's called, that came out in 1989. My dad had that on CD and this on vinyl, so that was what I had for listening to the Who. Another shot of the gatefold here in the back. I believe another Rainbow MCA label. Oh, this, I mean, you're collecting some great songs in here. Can't explain, I can see for miles. Here's the really cool ones that are on here, which really made me want to pick this up. Not only for nostalgia fact, because I listen to this so much, but Summertime Blues, Let's See Action, Relay, which just great to have those songs joined together. Such a great album. And highly recommend it. If you do actually come across this and you're wherever you shop for vinyl and it's priced right, I think I picked that up for like 75 cents. Pick it up, add it to your Who collection. You can never have too many Who compilations, Now, we'll get into some 80s Who here. Face Dances. Now, this is not a bad album. Not a bad album at all. You got You Better You Bet, Don't Let Go of the Coat, Another Tricky Day. Some great songs on here. And mine does have the original poster and everything. That Cream Warner Brothers label. I definitely grew up with this album. This was actually my dad's kind of introduction into the Who. He kind of missed out on the 60s stuff since he was, only in his mid to later teens in the early 80s. So he kind of had to backtrack, but this was a good starting out point. And anybody out there who actually watched MTV back in its early inception, its early days and everything else, you would have seen those 3 Who songs that I mentioned off that album. Those videos were played incessantly. How do I know this? I watched a lot of vintage MTV. I grew up with MTV, but that was 86 through the late 90s when I stopped watching it altogether. But I did backtrack and watch a lot of vintage MTV, and they played those videos to death. But, hey, who's gonna bitch about getting to see the Who all the time? Not me. Last in the collection here, It's Hard. Now, not a bad album at all. My dad used to spin this a lot when I was a kid. Athena, It's Hard, Eminence Front, which is his favorite song. This is a great album, but, I think I've said that about every Who album I have. I'm just a huge fan. This is worth adding to your collection if you're a completist. Nice Cream Warner Brothers label. If you're not a completist, I wouldn't tell you to run out and pay top dollar for this. I think I only paid a few bucks for mine off of eBay, and it's in beautiful shape. All of my Who stuff is all in great shape for the most part. That one, if you're a Who fan, jump out and get it. If you're not, and you really want to stay away from anything 80s Who related, that's fine. It's pretty good though. Just saying. So, I have got another video to shoot, so I will get onto that. Make sure you check out my 224 subscribers contest. Had some great entries so far. Make sure you guys check those out too. Check out all the responses. They've all been great ones so far. I want to thank everybody for entering so far and for all the kind words. Love you guys. So, take care and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.